Did you know the most dangerous moment isn't when you're fasting, but the very second you take that first bite? One small mistake can turn healthy food into a deadly poison, destroying a body that was just revitalized. Don't let your healing efforts turn into a tragedy. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Ethan Marshall, a 60-year-old health expert from the United States. And I want to start our conversation today with a truth that might make you shudder. Do you believe that the most dangerous, life-threatening moment isn't when you've been fasting for 30 or 40 days, but is actually the moment you put that first piece of food into your mouth to end the fast? One small mistake in this fateful moment can turn a miraculous healing remedy into a poison that kills you faster than not eating at all, turning your hard work into a tragedy in an instant. Before we delve into this vital secret, if you value your health and want access to the most authentic medical knowledge to protect yourself and your family, please take a second to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and share this video with your loved ones. Your support is the biggest motivation for me to continue providing quality content. Fasting has long been considered the most powerful natural healing method, likened to a surgery without a knife that the Creator bestowed upon all species to self-repair the deepest damages in their cells. But just like a long flight across a stormy ocean, taking off or flying in the sky might be difficult, but landing is the life and death moment that determines the safety of the entire journey. The moment you break a fast or start eating again is 1,000 times more important and dangerous than how long you fasted. Because after a long period of deep rest for detoxification, your digestive system at this point becomes extremely pure, but also as fragile and sensitive as a newborn baby. The stomach has shrunk significantly. Powerful digestive enzymes have temporarily stopped working to make way for the purification mechanism, and most importantly, tons of mucus and toxic plaque are peeling off, suspended, and waiting to be expelled. So if we are impatient or ignorant and immediately load in rough, indigestible, or overly nutritious foods, we not only completely destroy all previous healing achievements, but also accidentally block the exit of toxins, pushing them back into the blood, causing acute poisoning or severe blockages that can lead to death. Remember that your body at this time is in a state of extreme sensitivity. It needs nurturing, wisdom, and an absolutely precise soft landing strategy, not a massive attack of food driven by instinctual cravings. That is why many people fail or meet disaster just when they thought they had reached the finish line safely. To prepare a steadfast mindset for the next parts, I want you to be honest with yourself and answer this multiple-choice question in the comments below. In your opinion, what is the toughest challenge in the fasting process? Option A is overcoming fear and gnawing hunger in the first few days. Or option B is controlling the mind to not eat voraciously and incorrectly when ending the fast. Please leave your choice of A or B right below so we can discuss it together. To demonstrate the deadly danger I just warned about, I want to share with you two heartbreaking true stories recorded in the medical records of Professor Arnold Ehret. Painful lessons that anyone embarking on a fasting journey must engrave in their hearts as an eternal warning. The first case is the tragedy of a man accustomed to eating a lot of meat throughout his life, who decided to undertake a week-long fast to purify his body. But when ending 7 days of abstinence, he chose dates to break the fast, a choice that sounds harmless and even healthy because it is a natural fruit containing a lot of energy. However, tragedy struck immediately because his body, already accumulated with too many toxins and mucus from his previous salty diet when meeting the concentrated sugar in dates, caused a violent chemical reaction in the stomach, triggering a terrible fermentation that created immense pressure, compressing the heart and circulatory system, which was in a resting state, leading to his death right after that first meal without a chance for regret. The second story is even more haunting, about a patient over 60 years old who persevered through a successful fast lasting up to 28 days, an extraordinary effort to regain health. Yet, a fatal mistake occurred at the very last moment when he decided to break the fast with cooked potatoes, a type of food we still eat daily and consider normal. What he didn't expect was that the starch in the potatoes, when entering the intestines that were shrunk and dry after nearly a month of inactivity, stuck together thickly like glue, causing a severe intestinal blockage that was irreversible. The consequence was that he was forced to undergo surgery to remove the blocked part of the intestine, and tragically, he did not survive that critical condition. These two stories are the most eloquent and brutal proofs showing how fragile the line between life and death is during this transitional phase, reminding us of a harsh truth that a food considered nutritious or healthy in normal conditions can completely turn into a deadly poison if introduced into the body at the wrong time, when the internal biological system is not ready to receive and process them. To truly understand the root cause of why mistakes in refeeding can lead to such catastrophic consequences, I want you to visualize in detail and depth the biological changes silently taking place inside your body at this sensitive transitional moment. When you conduct a fast, especially during extended purification periods, your stomach and intestines do not simply temporarily stop working. They also shrink significantly in volume, bringing the entire system to the deepest state of rest to focus energy on cell repair. Most importantly, as in-depth studies by Norman Walker and Arnold Ehret have pointed out, this is the golden time when long-standing plaques, layers of sticky mucus, and toxins accumulated for decades in the nooks and crannies of the colon are being softened, peeled off, and detached from the mucosa. They do not disappear immediately, but are suspended, floating freely in the digestive tract and blood vessels like streams of toxic waste, waiting for the opportunity to be expelled. In that context of a pure but also risky internal environment, if you load the body with solid, indigestible, or overly nutrient-rich foods, you are inadvertently building a solid fortress wall blocking the only exit for these wastes, creating what Professor Arnold Ehret calls obstruction in the broadest and most dangerous sense of the word. Even more dangerous when new food enters and encounters an environment full of old toxins peeling off. A violent and chaotic chemical reaction will immediately erupt, causing putrefactive fermentation and generating extremely potent toxic gases right inside the intestinal lumen. The consequence is that instead of being healed and regenerated, your body is pushed into acute poisoning right when it is weakest and lacks the most protection. The blocked toxins will seep back into the blood, forcing the heart and nervous system to strain to endure a huge pressure to handle this biological shock, turning the purification effort into a total body self-poisoning disaster. The golden rule I want to engrave in your minds during the sensitive transition phase is to completely redefine the purpose of the first meal. Forget the conventional thinking that you need to eat to compensate for energy or regain nutrients after days of fasting, because the sole and ultimate goal of this first bite must be a laxative effect. The urgent task right now is not to nourish cells, but to create a gentle yet decisive mechanical wave to sweep away all the residue, toxins, and mucus that have been peeled off and loosened, lying scattered in the intestinal tract, expelling them as quickly as possible before they can be reabsorbed into the blood, causing reverse poisoning. Based on this profound cleansing principle, I advise you to start very gently with diluted fruit juices or juicy fruits with natural cleansing properties like watermelon or oranges, helping to reactivate the digestive system smoothly without causing shock. Following that, when the body is more ready, look for well-boiled leafy green vegetables like spinach or kale or the famous sauerkraut dish, because they act like a soft broom, weaving into every nook and cranny of the colon to sweep away plaque without causing irritation or sticking like other rough, solid foods. Conversely, there are absolute forbidden zones you are not allowed to enter immediately after breaking a fast, which are meats, eggs, hard dry nuts, and especially dense starches like bread, rice, or potatoes, because these foods, when entering a shrunk and dry intestinal tract, will immediately absorb moisture and turn into a sticky glue layer, completely stalling the detoxification flow and causing unfathomable blockage consequences as we analyzed in the previous part. Finally, it's not just a matter of what to eat, but how you eat also determines the success or failure of the entire process. Remember well the teachings of ancient healing masters that you must chew. Chew thoroughly until all solid food is completely liquefied in the mouth and mixed with saliva before swallowing. Eat slowly, quietly, and listen to every smallest reaction of the body to ensure that this landing process takes place absolutely safely, paving the way for truly regenerated health. Finally, I want to affirm to you that the toughest challenge in this journey does not lie in the empty stomach, but it hides deep within the volatile mind of each of us. Because the moment you decide to end the fast, a wave of compensatory false appetite will rise more powerfully than ever, inciting you to eat voraciously to satisfy the days of abstinence. This is the moment of awakening, where the bravery and wisdom of the practitioner are tested to the highest degree, forcing you to distinguish clearly between the true biological needs of cells and the greed of taste buds or old habits trying to regain control. You must learn to listen to your body with absolute respect, not allowing subjective will to impose or force the digestive system to overwork when it has just undergone a long vacation and is in a state of delicate reconstruction. Observe very carefully the smallest reactions after the first bite, to see if the stomach is calm, energy is replenished, or if signs of instability such as bloating, pain, or fatigue appear. And if there is any discomfort, no matter how small, be brave enough to stop immediately, return to warm water or diluted lemon water to give the body more time to adapt instead of stubbornly continuing to load food. Treat your body like a sacred temple that has just been cleansed, needing protection from the rough intrusion of mundane elements. Because healing does not only happen while you fast, but it continues strongly in how you nourish the new life sprouting within. I often tell my patients that deciding to start a fast requires extraordinary courage to overcome instinctual fear. But ending it safely and completely requires profound wisdom and boundless patience to preserve the precious healing achievements you have painstakingly built. Hopefully, these heartfelt sharings will be the baggage to help you not only overcome the arduous fasting days, but also know how to land safely, turning this process into a true art of living to regenerate both physically and mentally. Wishing you a peaceful, steadfast healing journey and harvesting the most fulfilling health. The journey to regain health through fasting not only requires courage at the start, but also needs profound wisdom at the moment of ending. The phase of breaking the fast is the life and death line, where the digestive system is in a state of deep rest and most sensitive, needing to be treated with absolute caution. Painful lessons from medical history have proven that rushing to load indigestible, high-energy foods like meat, dense starch, or concentrated sugar into a body undergoing strong detoxification can cause violent chemical reactions, creating dangerous blockages and even leading to death. The golden key to a safe landing lies in correctly identifying the goal of the first meal as a laxative to expel toxins through the use of gentle natural foods like diluted fruit juice or well-boiled leafy greens. Above all, the success of the entire process depends on the ability to control the mind against false cravings and the stillness to listen to the body's reactions. The deepest lesson we can draw is absolute respect for the natural biological rhythm and the fragility of the body. We cannot force a system under reconstruction to operate at full capacity immediately just to satisfy the desire to eat. In daily life, you can apply this principle by practicing mindfulness in every meal, always prioritizing starting the new day or after times of empty stomach with liquid, easily digestible foods instead of heavy dishes. Adopt the habit of chewing thoroughly until food is completely liquefied before swallowing, and always observe feedback signals from the stomach to adjust lifestyle, turning eating into a ritual of nourishing life instead of destroying it. Based on your own experience or feeling, what type of food do you find your body accepts most comfortably and lightly after leaving the stomach empty for a long time? Please share your experience in the comments section so we can discuss it together. If you wish to delve deeper into the body's healing laws and possess practical medical knowledge to protect yourself and your loved ones, please take a moment to fill in the information in the form in the description below to immediately receive a gift, which is a special ebook on healing health that I have enthusiastically compiled. At the same time, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share this video widely, because your support is the biggest source of motivation helping me continue to produce valuable content serving the community.